Hello, it's Chodesh, and now we have a great opportunity to talk with great Israel bass players and composer Ehud Ettun, and of course teacher and Chodesh. Hey,
Hey,
what's up? It's okay?
good. Our third interview. I'm happy.
Oh, for this year, what do you feel when you're back to this third time place?
Feels good. I was really happy to play with Hans-Peter Salentin, and we had like a really special concert. It was really nice. This year I'm coming from Israel with a group of 7 amazing musicians,
Wow.
students.
Every year more and more.
Every year more and more, yeah. These are really talented musicians from Israel. So it's fun, it's really great.
I know that before you are coming in Chodesh, you was in another master classes in Latvia.
Yeah.
Tell about that.
I was playing in a festival in Latvia, Sol Krusty Jazz Festival, with my trio plus
Rafa?
Rafa Sarnetsky and Bogna Kichinska. It was really great. We had a show opening for Dennis Chambers
And sea, of course.
yes, and it was really nice, the Baltic Sea and everything. Before that I was in the States. I had a concert in Kansas City, which was really nice.
And you have a new album.
And I have a new album.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Trio.
Album, Deep in the Mountains.
Yeah.
It's an album that I wrote in artist residency as part of the Olympics in Korea.
Cool.
So in Korea there was the Winter Olympics, and this music was written for the Winter Olympics kind
Wow.
of thing. So
What kind of music?
this is kind of like arrangements to songs from all around the world, together with like some original songs. Yeah.
Nice. How long do you prepare for this album?
The work on this album took probably a year, and it came out very recently. It came out in May. So yeah.
Yeah, and maybe a few words about musician who are playing with.
This is a trio album, so it's with the trio that I always play with. Daniel Schwarzwald is playing piano and Nathan Blanket is playing drums. They're the trio that I tour with, and I'm really happy. We have like some concerts coming up this summer too, in Moscow, in Prague, and Vienna. So it's cool.
I noticed that every year you have a new album. It's so cool.
Yeah,
You're so fast.
Yeah, I think musicians need to make albums. You know, it's something that we need to do. Is like write music, record it, and put it out there.
It's like a classical way, but life is changing, and
Yeah.
sometimes you have a lot of content. You have master classes and have no time to create something.
Right.
How do you find time?
I think it's really important. You know, at any given moment, you can kind of like document who you are as a musician. So I try to do it once a year with my band.
How
Yeah.
many time you spend to create music? How do you break your time for concert, for creating, for your private time?
It can really change from like time to time. This specific album, we got to record it in the middle of a concert tour. So we had like 2 days free, and we got into the studio and we recorded it. Other albums, maybe we have to plan really in advance, and like probably my next project will be kind of like pre-written music more. Yeah, but you know, I think like to be creative means to release albums also.
Yeah, you are right. And this year I noticed that you are without your wife, your manager. So hello
Yes,
from
my wife, my
Chodesh.
manager, Brianna.
Where is she?
She's in the United States right now.
Whoa, what does she
Yeah.
do?
She's visiting her family.
Aha, okay. So again, hello. We miss you. But have a good concert with your husband. You are an amazing musician, and it's
thank
interesting for me. How do you grow up to this top? Yes. Who are you listening to? Where are you teaching this, and how do you do this special sound?
So like, I think one of the things that I try to do is to spend my time focusing on 3 things: is playing, performing, teaching, and learning. You know, and I really try to divide my time between those 3 things, because I need all 3 to kind of feel good and feel like I'm moving forward. So In Israel, in the town that I live, Mitzpe Ramon, I opened a music school where I teach students, in a very high level. So that's really great way to do the teaching part.
It's
Then-
like a lot of good information, yeah?
Yeah.
Every time you're refreshed.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like learning is also a part of this, always trying to read the new articles that are coming, always trying to read books about music, orchestration, improvisation, arranging, and also stuff that are not about music, like really try to learn all the time and learn from the people that you work with and learn other people's music. So that's really important. And playing, of course, it's I live in Israel, so in order to play I have to kind of tour a lot. So mostly we play festivals or we mostly tour. But it's great. It's really great.
How do you build to your last years? I mean, after the Chodesh last year and for this moment you are here. What are
How
you
was
doing?
the year?
How
Oh,
do you
man.
spend that year?
I think right after Chodesh I went to Germany and I had a concert in Germany together with a dancer that I'm working with. And then I went to China to play in China for a tour. And then I went to France for a tour in November. And then in December I had a very interesting tour in Italy and Switzerland. And then I took a little break and came back on tour in March for some Europe stuff. And the summer was obviously very busy because I went to the States again and to Latvia and back here.
So
Yeah.
you are so busy and
Yeah,
circle around the world.
very busy. But I think the main challenge for me is to kind of play more and
Better
more
and
big
better, yeah.
festivals and more opportunity, bigger stages that can really make my music come forward,
Maybe you have a dream which festival you want to play.
Oh man, there's so many,
Okay, for the start, maybe 3.
3?
Tell me 3 which you have a dream to be there.
I think there is a very cool festival in Ukraine where you're coming from,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
called Leopolis Jazz Festival,
Now it's Leopold, it's just
which is very, very cool. It was called Alpha before.
yeah, Alpha Jazz and
I heard
changed.
great things about this. Other than this, I think I want to play the Newport Jazz Festival and the North Sea Jazz Festival.
It seems like plan.
Yeah. So if you are hearing us, these guys at Leopolis Jazz Festival, the guys at Newport Jazz Festival, and the guys at North Sea Jazz Festival, we're here.
For example, a lot of Israeli musicians are open at that festival this year. I meet Friedman.
Yeah.
And I asked, do you know Ehud Ettun? He said, yeah, it's a great musician from
Oh.
Israel.
He is amazing. I love this guy. He's really incredible player. And I heard his music since I was in high school. So
Really?
yeah,
Whoa,
yeah,
nice.
it's very cool.
And about your creation, what direction now? What music you create now? What do you listen to?
I think in the last 10 years, I was exploring improvisation and not planning and just kind of showing up and seeing what happens and playing music. Maybe writing a little bit, but just enough to be comfortable to improvise. And I feel like in the next 10 years, whatever, I want to kind of also learn and focus on writing more complex music, maybe for bigger ensembles, maybe for big bands, stuff like that.
I noticed that a lot of great musicians, after 10-20 years playing, starting singing. For example, in your instrument, coin, yeah. Sometimes he's singing. Are you singing as well?
Sometimes I sing when I play. I'm singing what I'm playing, but there is no danger that I will become singer. So don't worry.
But maybe. You never know.
Well, yeah, I think it's fine.
So maybe one instrument more. Are you playing another instrument?
I picked up the trumpet. I'm practicing.
That's
but,
why I love Hans-Peter something.
Yeah, but I'm not so good, so
But
yeah.
you need to start something.
Yeah, I need to practice.
So if you change instrument, it will be trump?
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe second instrument.
Second instrument, maybe.
It's cool.
Yeah.
in the middle of the concert, yeah, change instrument.
I
Everybody
don't
is
know
shocked.
about that. I think bass is for the career, trumpet is for my heart.
For example, bass is my favorite instrument.
Mine too.
Yeah, I understand you why. It's difficult but interesting. I noticed. I don't know. I can remember that name of that man, but he play bass in another side with another hands.
Really?
Yeah. You never saw him?
No,
You need to check it.
I will check it out.
Yeah, because I have like special moments. Make a photo with instrument, but in another side, in another hands.
Wow.
After 5 minutes, Lars Daniel told me it's okay. But then I noticed that really in the world, a few best players who are playing in another way.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Who is the mentors for you in bass?
I think my biggest mentor and my main teacher is Michael Klinghoffer, who is an incredible bass player and teacher. And then I also studied with I feel like I was really lucky because I got to study with Larry Grenadier, who is an incredible bass player and taught me so much, and also with Dave Holland, who is an incredible bass player and taught me so much. And I studied some classical bass with Donald Palma, who is one of the leading classical bassists in the United States, and with John Lockwood, who is another great bass player. So yeah, I feel very lucky. For the people I studied with, they are amazing.
But you have your plastics, your play, so interesting. How do you do that?
I think the reason I was lucky is that my first teacher taught me how to be a soloist on the bass, and there is no such a thing soloist on the bass in the classical world. Almost, it's very very rare, but he still taught me how to be a soloist. So I was immediately thinking this instrument can do everything, So I feel like in this way I was very lucky.
Maybe a few advices from students who are playing on bass.
Actually, I meet a lot of young bass players, and I think the main advice I could give is start with classical music.
Really?
Start with playing the Dietersdorf concerto, the Kosevitsky concerto, the Dragonetti concerto, the Bottesini concerto. After you play a lot of Bach, after you play all of this, spend a few years learning the instrument,
It's like long way to jazz.
Yes. After you do that, that's the time to start improvising and focusing on jazz.
What is your credo? It's what's the main things are you living?
I don't know. Good
Maybe
question.
no, yeah.
I don't know. I will have to tell you next year.
Okay, so next year we will know about that. Thank
Good.
you.